mulligan? Give him a mulligan here. Yeah.
We're ready.
All right. We'll go ahead and call this MPO meeting to order on October 9th, 2025. Looks like we do have a quorum. First item we have on the agenda is a vote to approve the July 10th, 2025 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Next, we have Resolution 2025-20 for final FY 26 through FY 29 TIP and associated conformity determination report. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on Resolution 2025-20? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Next, we have vote to adopt Resolution 2025-21 for the update to the 2025 Title VI Plan. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on Resolution 2025-21? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have our KYTC shift update.
Okay, so not a whole lot of additional information to report. We did get the boost priorities from all the MPOs and area development districts, and those are being taken into consideration as we work to develop the recommended highway plan for legislative approval sometime early next year, hopefully.
Mighty good. Thank you, sir. Next, TDEC air quality update.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, committee members. Just a couple things to mention. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but TDEC's Office of Energy Program still anticipates releasing rebates for level 2 electric vehicle charging. It's been delayed. We anticipate that program sometime in the first half of next year. Keep in mind that this funding opportunity will potentially include electric vehicle charging infrastructure, level 2 specifically, for multi-unit housing. So that's something that might be of interest to a lot of folks who have apartment complexes and other kinds of developments either in place or, that are under construction. So please help us get the word out about that so that we can get those funds spent. That should be about the end of the remaining VW funds that we've been trying to spend down for a few years now with y'all's help. Thank you for that. I've spoken in the past about EPA strengthening the annual fine particulate matter standard and mentioned that this past February, TDEC had to submit our recommendations for those areas that are meeting the standard and not meeting the standard throughout the state, and we recommended all areas of Tennessee as meeting the standard. Since then, we have newer data for 2024, and we have some other information with respect to EPA basically throwing out some of the data because of the influence of Canadian wildfires. So we just updated our recommendations last month to EPA. We're still recommending all of Tennessee as meeting the standard or attaining the standard. Excuse me. So that's still good news, and we'll see if EPA actually continues the process of making designations. They are reconsidering or telling us they're going to reconsider that standard. So if that happens, I'll let you know. And the last thing on air quality, you have the ozone spreadsheet that y'all are kind of familiar with. We're in the last month of ozone monitoring season, including for our friends to our north, up in Kentucky. Our ozone monitor right now looks like it has a preliminary design value up at the Hopkinsville monitor of about 65 parts per billion. With preliminary data against, of course, a standard of 70 parts per billion. It's a little higher than we'd like it to be. We'd like a little wider margin of comfort, but it's still below the standard. So, as always, keep up those efforts to reduce air pollution. Those are updates that I have today.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the report. Next, we have FHWA Tennessee Division update. Any update there? Or the FHWA Kentucky Division update? All right. What about TDOT discussion on functional classification network update? Any TDOT update?
I just got a few construction updates for you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Few updates since we last met. The wonderful intersection job has been completed. They're wrapping up the remainder of their punch list items, so that one's done, gone, out of the construction side of the hair. We still have to final the job out, which is gonna be a little bit of a lift. I-24 from the 5 to 11, they're wrapping that resurfacing up soon. They got just a little bit of final striping left to do. Gary Matthews, they finished the third section of that 120-foot section of the box. They're digging for the fourth with the fourth, a fifth, and then a partial still remaining. The new completion date on that job is February 26, 2026. So they got a time extension due to some utility delays, and then there was a lot more rock there than what anybody had anticipated. So Trenton Road, last time we met, they had resurfaced Trenton Road and then left out a 1.5 mile section. We have since gone in and did a maintenance in place job and resurfaced that through there. That is complete. My team, along with who was it? David Smith and Mr. Chris Cowan, they have been talking about moving the signals away from loop wire to Wavetronics. So we're working with them to facilitate getting that installed. The third and final mowing and litter cycle is going to start next week with Big Al, and then so you'll see them come through. That'll be the third and final for this year. We'll do another litter pickup beginning of next year around February or so. And then they've got a 3-year contract, so they'll start soon in the spring. We're adding a 4th cycle this next time around, so instead of just having 3 mowing cycles, we'll have 4. So it'll be cut more regularly, won't grow up near as fast. We're also going to do a lot of spraying this year to keep the Johnson grass from popping up everywhere. As far as for our construction projects, that's it. Last time I did mention about the Kentucky doing their widening on I-24, doing their work there. They have since awarded that contract. Rogers Group got it. They said that most of that work is going to happen next year, so in the fiscal year 2026. They are going to do some work this year, doing some bridge epoxying, that kind of stuff. They're not going to do the traffic swap this year, but there will be an emergency detour set up, and it was that map I gave you guys last time. If you need another copy, I can get y'all more copies of it, but that is for emergency detour only. So something happens on the interstate and they got to shut it down, that's the emergency detour route. So there'll be queue warning system set up in Tennessee, and the detour signs will be set in place for if something does happen. Do any of y'all have questions for me? Anything that I missed, or questions that y'all have on anything else?
Any questions for Mr. Rogers? All right.
All right, one more thing. So I brought with me my maintenance superintendent, Mr. Tosh Blackman. I've been hearing a lot of good things from you guys, and thank you for all that you said. I'd be remiss to say that it was all me. It's not. I've got a really good team, and one of the major players of that is Mr. Tosh Blackman. He's the one I make the phone call to, and he makes the ball roll. So a lot of that gets done. If you don't mind, take some time after this, meet him, talk to him. He's a good person to know and a good contact to have. He lives up here in Clarksville, so he'll be my main guy to go to for anything up here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
I'll say I was with a constituent at his house, and he had Tosh's cell phone number. I was like, how do you have his number? I don't have his number.
You will after today.
But thank you for all you do. All right.
Good morning, Stacy
Morning.
Morrison, Planning Manager for TDOT. Real quick on the functional class thing.
we've identified that needs to be a review of the functional class system for the area network. So it's just kind of just giving you all a heads up that that'll be coming. Nothing really to be concerned about, that we will be looking at that most likely as a part of the your long range plan update. So, but just giving you all a heads up that that'll be coming to look at the functional class network of the entire MPO area.
All right, thank you, sir.
And then just a couple things, I'm Anne Marie with TDOT, we're still reviewing the SPP applications that were submitted, and that period, the application period closed, but they are reviewing them, they're hoping they'll have them soon, and there was 31 in Region 3. I don't believe any of them were up here in Clarksville, but they will impact the area. Currently, we have our transportation planning grant cycle open right now. It closes on Halloween, on October 31st. That's for any of your local communities to kind of do any kind of planning grants. You can go to our website and look at transportation planning grants. There's a frequently asked questions page and all that, and they usually go up to $250,000 for the planning, and it's only planning. And then it does require a match from the locals, but feel free to apply. It's our 10th year running, and we like to see what comes from those planning, kind of get that out of the way for y'all to continue on.
Mighty good. Thank you. Ms. Jill?
The city said they had submitted an SPP application. You didn't see one from the city in there?
I haven't actually reviewed them yet, but we got numbers from Preston and them, and they didn't indicate that there was one, but we'll double check on that.
Okay, because we spoke with them last night, and they felt like, they think it's in there.
Okay.
The one they put in, it was Rossview, from Keysburg Road or Lane to Warfield, which is State Route 374, but it's Rossview. And that's the one they told us they had submitted.
Okay.
And they had told us prior to that they were submitting it, so.
Okay, I'll double check on that, and when they gave us the preliminaries, like I said, they're still going through all of them, they indicated that there wasn't any, but we'll double check and let y'all know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jill. All right, anything else from TDOT? What about on the Kentucky side?
I'll just mention that our roadway systems branch is wrapping up the functional class review for Kentucky, and we've actually received comments from the MPOs about recommended changes to the functional class. That's just something that we do after every decennial census, so it takes some time. So, but we are about to wrap that up, and are requesting that the MPOs have any final comments, that they provide those to us by November 1st. And then we'll submit those recommended changes to Federal Highway Administration for approval. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention was we do have an application cycle that's now open for the Kentucky Rail Crossing Improvement Program. And that's basically intended for projects that address safety concerns that are at grade railroad and highway crossings. And that application cycle closes October 31st.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. On to other MPO business. Mike,
Yes,
you
Chairman,
recognize,
thank
sir.
you. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank members of the executive board for submitting in writing or electronically, according to the MPO bylaws. They are now fully met. We have all of our alternates identified, and I greatly appreciate you all for doing that for us. This gives me an opportunity to move the ball forward, and so I would like to start a discussion about breathing life into the TCC, or the Technical Coordinating Committee for the MPO. So I've spoken with Mr. Tyndall, who is here in our audience. Mr. Tyndall is the chair of the TCC, and I've been speaking with him. We are kicking around and how often we want to do this. Right now, it's my belief that because the Clarksville MPO is now a TMA, we have reached the 200,000 people mark, that we may also want to consider having meetings every other month of the executive board. And of course, we would cancel those meetings or postpone those meetings if there's not action in business to be held. So this is something that I'm going to, I'll speak more with Mr. Tyndall and of course with Jill and we will be letting you know our thoughts and ideas about that as we go forward. So, then the one more thing that I'd like to share with you all is that how I approach the MPO is that I'm a follower. So I'm a Navy veteran. I worked for the federal government. I've worked for State's Department of Transportation. So I really like structure and I really like rules because I believe it sets a solid foundation that everybody can follow and understand with. One of the things that I want to pass on to everyone is that I strongly believe in the 3C and the transportation planning process that's established by the Federal Highway Administration. In doing that is that I just want to let everybody know how projects get vetted and made into the TIP and the Long Range Transportation Plan or the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, and now into the statewide partnership program of TDOT, is that there's a call for projects, and then the project, in order to become valid, we have what's known as fiscal constraint. And that means essentially that you have to have a funding source identified. Once you get a funding source identified, we can move those projects in, providing it meets and it is accepted by a vote of the executive board into the Long Range Transportation Plan, also known as the Metropolitan Transportation Plan. And then once those projects become prioritized, again, by decision of the executive board, then that can move into the TIP. And then once it's into the TIP, we let our transportation partners know with the state departments of transportation, whether it be KYTC or the Tennessee Department of Transportation. On the Tennessee Department of Transportation side, then it goes into the 10-year plan. And that, once it's into the 10-year plan, we know, according to our TDOT transportation partners, what gets started gets finished. So Build With Us is another TDOT phrase that I will be pushing as well. KYTC, if you have any phrases you want me to use, let me know, please. I greatly appreciate it. And on that note, Chair, I have no other announcement. Well, actually, I take that back. I would like to put the spotlight on Mr. Ringenberg and the Clarksville Transit System. There is an RFP that's out.
I would like to announce Patricia Nesbitt is my expert on this, and she's going to be doing a little briefing for us.
Come on down, Patricia.
Short, so can y'all hear me on this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So in partnership with the MPO, CTS has put out an RFP for a consulting firm for planning services such as strategic planning, comprehensive operational analysis, etc. That RFP closed yesterday and we did receive 3 bids, so we're in the process of scoring those packets and awarding it. Our first priority with that new RFP will be an update to the CTS 2021 strategic plan, and hopefully you'll see that roll out in the next year. So that is my update.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Anything else?
I've got one more thing. On the 13th of November from 4 to 6, we're going to have a public open house at the CDE big conference room over there talking about the new transit center. We're going to have some drawings of what it's potentially going to look like, answering some questions for stakeholders and customers, that kind of stuff. So 13 November, 4 to 6 at CDE, the big conference room over there. We're going to have some plans of what it's going to look like. We're looking at the 420 Madison property just as a location as to where this is going to go. We've started this process in 2016, and we're slowly moving this ball along to where we're hoping to get through NEPA, the SHPO, and all that kind of fun stuff this year after 3 or 4 years of being stuck in step 3. So anyway, November 13th, 4 to 6. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead, Mike.
Chairman, I have one more thing. Last but not least, if I could draw your attention to the screens you see behind you. This is the look of the new MPO website. So it is being finalized and cleaned up. So when you log on, maybe next time, you might see this page. If you have any questions whatsoever, experience any challenges, let us know. We'll fix it. We want it to be the first place y'all go to when you're looking for information. Of course, we always accept phone calls, emails. We're happy to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, does anybody have anything else? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and adjourn without objection. Thank y'all.
Thank you.